Drive batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to go.
Bell and Company.
Yes, it is another episode of Bell and Company. I am Mario J. Bell, and with me is, as always, hopefully, sometimes she's not here, but most of the time, my co-host Libby. Hey, Libby.
Hi, Big Nose.
And thanks for your nickname for me. Got to insult me right at the top of the hour, don't you? Anyway, and of course we have a new guest co-host that's with us pretty much every show, Joe Brunker. Hey, Joe.
Hello.
And Joe, you've been doing a great job for us because you get some really awesome people to come on the show, and you've also gotten this gentleman right here with us. We'll go ahead and introduce yourself right now. How you doing?
Hello, my name is Torionne Johnson. How you all doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
How you doing, Torionne?
Fantastic.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah. So this actually, for people who are seeing it live, you'll get to see it again on the weekends on Saturdays. So we're really trying to confuse everybody. They don't know when we do this. So we're in the potted sphere, or whatever you want to call it, social media sphere, but usually live on Sundays.
Yeah.
And then it'll be on Saturdays as well. So, but you got to be here on Sunday night. So we're all kicking it on a Sunday night in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. And the reason I'm doing that is because, well, I can't always be here on Fridays and Saturdays. So we decided this is our solution. So people are getting a bonus. They're getting you twice.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No, not that kind of bonus. Libby's got a dirty mind. I don't know if you can tell already, Trent. You just met her, so I already making the joke.
Last week, that's what she said joke just had me cackling later on the way home.
we're kind of, we're loosened up here. It's the later in the evening. It's Sundays when we do it, and then again you'll see it on Saturdays. But so Joe, you got him on for what reason?
Well, Torionne's a talent, and he's a community builder, and quite honestly, he's one of the greats of drumming, in my opinion. Like I've always loved his drumming, his percussion, because he just puts so much passion and power behind it.
And you worked with Joe, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, a few times.
Yes. Basically, it was at an open mic, and was it Ballydoyle one time? Joe needed a drummer, and Joe said Casey introduced me to him, so I got to play for him. I actually have a video on my YouTube page when he does his song, Joe Brunker, Green Weed and Nicotine, and I played with him, and it went so well that he asked me to stand in for him when the primary drummer for Primal Moon was out. So,
pretty cool.
Yeah, he's done a couple shows for us, and it was a phenomenal.
This was with Primal Moon, you're saying again, right?
Yeah,
Primal Moon. Because Joe's obviously had a couple other bands,
and then he just continued to play with other artists and other bands, and then also recently, tell us a little bit about the community. What have you done there?
Well, the community on it's Facebook page is set to private because you got to watch who you put in there. But
watch those Facebook followers, right?
Yeah. So like I said, the community is basically a love letter to the music community. I've gotten so much love, like people like Joe, Danny Mushkinabo. Hope I said his name right. Joe said Casey, it was just my way of giving back and showing love to other people. So sometimes what I do is, I invite a bunch of people in. Next thing you know, somebody like Richie Bennett, he invited a bunch of people, and other people started inviting other people. And so
you guys are in the music industry that you're mentioning there, or just friends new friends?
Yep, all in the music community.
A
lot of them.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, I have people who were the first band I was in called I forgot the name of it. Oh,
Just Park Anywhere?
No, that's not my first band.
Oh, that wasn't your first band.
No, my first band was actually called $11 Life. They're now called Chicago Loud 9. And
that's why I couldn't remember. They changed their name.
I've heard of Chicago Loud 9.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Their guitarist, Chad Wines. Yeah, he's the first person who gave me a shot at being in the band. So he was like the first person to bring me in. So he's a part of that community. Brian Prey, who was also in that band, is a part of that community. So and from there it went to another group I was a part of called the Dirty Funk Tones. And
I like that name.
Like the guitarist Randy Lewis, he was like I met him in grad school, and he asked me if I could jam with him, so we did. So we did that for a couple of years, and I moved to Florida, so it ended.
Oh,
What brought you back up here?
It's Florida. Okay. Let me. Well,
Makes sense. Makes
I
sense.
have family that live down there. I don't want to live there.
I understand.
I'm with you.
Well, yeah,
I like
just
Chicago.
exactly. It didn't work out. I was there 10 months. It didn't work out, so I don't want to like make anyone mad, but yeah, it didn't work out for. So we came back 10 months later.
You weren't doing any music stuff down there?
No, I didn't. I did not touch a drum kit the entire time I was there.
No kidding.
Did you just
Not
kind of
even
like
for fun?
lose fire behind it? Or
No, there was no opportunities. I mean, my drums were in a storage facility because I was at the time it was me, my wife, my two children, one sitting out there right now. And this was before my third child came along, and we were living with my mother-in-law and her husband at the time. And it was a small place.
No room for the drum kit is what he's saying.
Yeah, pretty much. So I didn't get a chance to play. I came back here. And then a few years later, I got to be a part of another band with Brian Thomas and Howard Shaw. They were called The Electric Habit. And that's why I met Kyle Mitchell, who was also in Just Park the India with me. So, and also he was in a band with the guy from Whoosh, wasn't that Ryan Cooper?
Oh yeah, Whoosh is a killer band. They are phenomenal prog rock. If you guys ever get the chance, check out Whoosh.
Prog rock is what you call it?
Yeah.
As in progressive rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, prog is kind of yes is prog rock.
No, I've never heard it called prog rock is what I'm laughing at.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I've only heard progressive. But anyway, sorry. So anyway, but you guys know each other from a couple years back then, right?
Yeah, it's about 3 or 4 now.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah. So he played with my other
Is your band?
side...
No, you weren't. We were talking about on the other show. You're not prog rock, as we call it.
No. That Primal Moon played more of a classic alternative rock in
Or
a
alternative.
sense. Yeah, but Brojack is kind of like an acoustic thing.
Yeah,
which
I've
is
seen
why
that.
we kind of needed a drummer for the stage because we wanted to go full band for it. And Torionne he jumped right up, slammed on the kit. Like,
So
my god!
You'll drum for any kind of genre band. It sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much.
You started in gospel drumming, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, starting gospel. Yeah, it was like I joined this church, Rock of Love Missionary Baptist Church. It is on the south side of Chicago, 76 in Ashland. The pastor at the time was Samuel L. Douglas. He just retired last week.
Oh.
Wow.
And my mom brought me there, so and it was a big part of my life. It helped grow and develop. And there was this drummer there named Tony Manning. He passed away back in 2016, but he was probably my first influence. Before I knew who Buddy Rich was, before I knew who Dennis Chambers was, I knew who Tony Manning was, and he was an amazing drummer. And I used to watch him, and I tried to do some of the stuff he did. And then he ended up leaving, and my pastor asked me to play for him, so I did, and I'm learning how to play in this other guitarist, Minister Paul Jones. He was also learning how to play the organ.
Oh, okay.
So we got a guy who's learned how to play the drums. Remember, I'm a teenager at the time.
Right, you're a younger guy.
And he's learning, and he's a guitarist trying to play the organ. So it was a challenge.
Interesting.
But
that was interesting on Sundays when I hear you guys.
Exactly. But he was like, don't speed up. Okay. So I'm like, like all that, like I said, helped mold me and grow me. And also at the time, it also helped that my high school marching band, my brother was like Torionne Johnson. He's also in the community page. He's a DJ now, DJ Hercules.
Say his name again? DJ what?
DJ Hercules.
Hercules.
Oh, wait. When you get into the marching band, that's totally different, like sound, though, ain't it?
True. It's percussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anything that has anything to do with drums, I want us to be a part of.
Oh, okay.
And I was
you saw that movie Drumline, didn't you? That's what
this preceded Drumline. Yeah, it was way before. This is in the 90s.
Yeah. Drumline more recent. Yeah.
Great movie though.
Yeah,
definitely.
It is.
Every
Cannon's best.
And then you mentioned Buddy Rich. There's another movie out with the guy that was in Top Gun. I forget what the name of the movie is, but he's influenced by Buddy Rich, like they're the School of Buddy Rich or something. I can't think of that movie. But man, this is intense. It's got the guy that played Jameson, the reporter.
Whiplash. That's
Whiplash.
my
the movie. Have you
favorite.
seen that? That's probably
Yes,
one
I
of my favorite
have.
movies.
That's
That's
my
a-
favorite drum
That is
movie.
intense.
Every drummer should watch Whiplash, and every drummer should watch Drumline.
There you go. There you go. See, I'm not way off. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh
sort of.
yeah, right when you said Jay Jameson, I was like, oh yeah.
I can't think of that actor's name, but he's in a lot of great movies.
Yeah,
and
'cause
that
they
was one of
Miles
them.
Teller.
No.
Uh,
Gosh, dog,
Miles Teller was the
No,
it's
Miles Teller is
J.K.
the star.
Simmons.
He's the kid that is
Yes.
with Mr. James.
J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons is his
J.K.
name.
Simmons. There,
Yep.
he just said it. Joe said it.
Yeah, he was
Great
Schillinger
movie.
and Oz.
So are you? I mean, do you like to drum just like that? Were you doing that for Joe's band? That intense?
Well, like my style, like I said, is gospel influence. So it just, and I'm ADHD, so I'm very hyperactive. So when I'm getting into the music, I was just playing and just all my intensity. I mean, like I said, if you pull it up, then you can see for yourself. But I was so into it, and I just lost control, and it went well.
Boy jumps out of his seat when he's playing, and it's awesome. He's
Wait,
like,
is this even at church now too? Was it that intense?
Well, it was. Well, I don't jump out of my seat at church because I'm more reserved, because it's like, to me, when I'm playing for church, it's about God
yeah,
and it's about the music. When I'm playing out everywhere else, I'm a bit more of a showboat.
I
he's
got
epic.
it. You
So
gotta see.
I'll throw
Again,
my
You gotta do
sticks.
whiplash type stuff.
Exactly.
I
I'll
get it.
jump out my seat. I'll throw my sticks. And just But when it comes to church, it's like I said, it's about God and it's about the music.
That kind of led you to like the YouTube channel, right? Like in a sense, like kind of like the showboating. Like you like to be a showman all around. Like, and I like what you do with your YouTube show.
Well, with the YouTube show,
Talk about it. What do you do with the YouTube show?
Well, let me get in character right quick.
Oh, see, he needed his coat. The boss was saying, "You can hang it out there." No, I need my coat. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. So the camera's like, "What is he doing?"
So if anyone's watching this, and my YouTube channel, This Isn't Me, it's one word. It has a picture of Dave Chappelle dressed as Prince.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you see that, then you have the right page. But I know I need to make it more current. But anyway, for my YouTube page, it was something that I was thinking about doing because I already had one from like a long time, had it for like a few years. The first video I did was of one of my band.
You try to be covered up though. You don't want people to see
Yeah,
you. Is that the deal here?
Well, I show my back.
Okay.
Everything is like to my back, so I don't really, show my face. But now I
Okay.
will. So
Oop, you're showing your face on our part. So I didn't know.
Yes,
I didn't
I
know.
am.
We could have blacked it out or whatever. But
yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and he also creates like video reels of all the other drummers in the area. So
Okay.
it's like it's really epic to watch.
And what's the name of the channel? I can say it again.
It's called This Isn't Me. It's one word. This Isn't Me.
Cool.
Yes.
And you're based obviously in this area in Illinois, Chicago area, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're playing.
With
You
Farm.
play with how many bands right now? Like pretty much.
He was saying it earlier. He mentioned like 3. That it?
Yes. Well, right now, I'm with this kid named August James or August Dominchuk. We have a show this Friday at Johnny's Blitz, 8:00. So if you are in Westmont, come to Johnny's Blitz at 8:00. It's $10. I'll be playing with August Dominchuk or the August James Band. And also, I know
Wait, where is that again?
it is in
Westmont.
Johnny's
Johnny's
Blitz.
Blitz in Westmont.
Got it.
It's like one of the most renowned blues venues in the.
I know of it. I
burbs.
wanted to make sure you said it again.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
There's Chuck's Barbecue, and then there's that venue.
I love Chuck's.
Yeah, it's all right. I like their macaroni and cheese. But anyway, we're talking about you. We're not talking about the Chuck's. But now I got to get them as a sponsor. I just gave them a free plug. But anyway, so you do, but do you travel? That's what I was going to ask you. I mean,
No,
you're
I
doing the
don't-
YouTube channel and stuff.
No, I don't really travel. I'm not that big yet. I would love to. I mean, I wouldn't mind gigging. And I mean, if I can make a living playing the drums, that would be great. You know what
Ideal.
I mean? Because honestly, I mean, the main
Well,
job.
unfortunately, they broke up, so you can't be subbing in anymore.
No,
Oh no, he plays more regularly with quite a few, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really cool to see how you've like just expanded and branched into so many different projects. Brad Redlick, like
Yeah.
all the people that you've worked with. It's so
Yeah.
cool to watch.
Are you not doing drumming full time then?
no, I do it. I'll go where I'm needed, basically. You know what I mean? So, like what I know last year, like speaking of Brad Redlick, funny story, like the second time he asked me to play for him, he's like, "Hey, I need you to play for the show." I was like, "Okay, fine, it's to meet us." Oh, and I need you to play for Brad Redlick too. So okay.
Okay, but you knew who that was, or you didn't even know?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I know he's like country southern rock, you know,
Okay.
and I never thought I'd be playing that, but I played with him for 2 years.
Like Darius Rucker kind of thing. Isn't that Darius Rucker's thing now? Kind of country like that.
Darius Rucker's country,
Rock,
there's
country.
lots of country. There's lots of country. For sure.
I just thought, I don't know why I just thought I just saw a video of his, but anyway.
Yeah, he's back with Hootie though.
I was gonna say, but before it was Hootie and the Blowfish, and they were like mainstream rock or pop or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, but this guy was like a rock. What kind of
I was
country rock?
Country rock, yeah. In fact, his album Shy Rock, I'm actually on that album.
So is Luke from Primal Moon, right?
Yeah, he did. Luke did like 5 songs on the album, and I'm on the entire album. So.
Oh, nice. Where do we find that?
On his
like Spotify,
YouTube, all that stuff.
We were talking about the last show we were doing. People are still sending the albums, the vinyl.
No, we don't have that, but it is on all the social media platforms. So if you look at Brad Redlick, Shy Rock, the drums that you hear is me.
You're more modern. Well, you're doing the YouTube and everything. You're more to the modern age. I still like having the CDs. I don't know what's wrong with me, because I got a lot of them piled up. I don't know why I like them instead of just maybe touching the physical album and seeing the liner notes. It's not the same online, I think. I don't know.
Boy, CDs rule.
But I mean, he's probably getting a lot more attention, right, through Spotify and online stuff and your YouTube channel than you would just an album, a CD.
Well, the funny thing is, like if you were to sell CDs $10 a pop, then you probably make more money, because like if you sell 10 CDs for $10 a piece, or let's have it video played 10 times on Spotify, or song played 10 times on Spotify, you probably make more money with the CDs. Yeah,
you get 0.0007 cents per stream.
Low?
Yeah. So
it was like a 50 cents or $1.
No, it's 0.0007.
I guess they figured you're going to get 1 million listens. Is that what the?
Spotify kind of screws everybody over in that sense.
We're actually on Spotify.
Yeah,
and I know that there's some money issues there with who gets what.
Yeah, and I mean,
understand how it works.
They pay the least of all of the streaming platforms.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
no wonder so you're telling me you'd rather sell CDs?
I wouldn't mind it, but the thing is, who wants to listen to a drummer play the drums for like hours on end?
I'd do it. You're a good drummer.
People that like Buddy Rich, people that like the guys from the movie Whiplash, like we were talking about.
You're one of my favorite drummers to watch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's why I wanted you. Like you're a good guy, good heart, and just a phenomenal talent in the drums.
Yeah, it's funny. I never know how good I was until I started coming across these people. I mean, I had somebody, his name is Dave, told me like, "You're a great drummer." That was the first time I heard anyone ever tell me that I was a great drummer. I'm like, really? Wow. I don't know how good I am. I mean, but hearing these people showing me love and giving me all this confidence, I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. But it was the thing that really boosted my confidence was it was summer of 2021. I was at the Muddy Waters Fest in Westmont.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
And it was my turn to play. Everybody got a solo but me. So at the end, I went ham.
Oh.
And people liked it. So they let me do it. So I played the last song of the open jam again, and it went well. And then Larry Mack.
Who's
that? Lawrence McIntyre.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Uh-oh.
He's a well-known artist.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Bassist, yeah, he's
around,
everywhere.
All over the area. Chicagoland has a really, really deeply entrenched music scene.
Okay.
Cool.
And he was at this event too, the Muddy Waters.
He was running it. In fact, he asked me to play 2 songs for Mike Wheeler's band.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, and I knew who Larry. When I saw Larry Williams, like, hey, that's the guy from that YouTube video, the guy with the amazing bass solo. So I got to play with him. I was like,
wait, you got to play with Mike Wheeler band? That's
I
cool.
played 2 songs. Yeah, 2 songs with Mike Wheeler Band, and I was
Jeez.
so excited. And
I would be too.
And he was coaching me, and I got to talk to him a little, and it really made me feel so good, and it boosted my confidence. That to me, that changed everything. I still think summer of 2021 was the best summer of my adult life.
Okay.
So much good stuff happened.
That sounds good. Being on the Muddy Waters tribute thing is pretty cool. I didn't know they did one in Westmont, Illinois.
Yes, every year they have like the Muddy Waters Open Jam. So a bunch of everybody comes out
around Chicago area or in Westmont.
In
Illinois?
Westmont.
No kidding.
It's part of the Taste of Westmont. So
okay, yeah, because they have bands, they're sure. Okay.
Exactly, and usually like the first 1 to 4 they have it. Everybody come up and play. They do their thing. I did it this year again. I did it last year, and they remember. Mike Wheeler and Larry Williams remember me. So that's so awesome. Right. And then Mike Wheeler comes and plays. And then they have another band at the end to close out the night. But yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a really cool thing to do. So
that sounds awesome. I wouldn't mind doing that every year, or even that one time.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how you got started into wanting to be in the business of drumming, or doing music. Exactly. You're talking about being at the church and everything. What were you, like a little kid, like you're 5 years old and started, hitting on it and going, "Oh, I like the sound." What made you get into drumming?
Well, like I said, I'll start like this. My father, Larry Johnson, who passed away in 2015, he was an R&B. He was in this R&B group called the Artistics.
Okay.
And one of the biggest songs, "I'm Gonna Miss You," he co-wrote.
Oh.
He wasn't the lead singer, but he was. So I have that in my blood. And my mom, Cynthia Maddox, is also. She's an actress.
Okay.
In fact, she has a small role in Barbershop too.
Oh, no kidding.
I didn't know she was in Barbershop too. That's
pretty cool.
Yep. My mom, Cynthia Johnson.
You got to go to the premiere, probably, right?
I saw the movie, and my mom was in a big movie. So.
Oh, okay.
So so I have this singer and this actress in my bloodline, and then my mom was in this play called Regal Theater. It was directed by Torionne Johnson. Regal Theater. It was at ETA in Chicago, because I'm from the south side of Chicago, and there was this one drummer named Shane. And I was very intrigued. I used to watch him, but it never went anywhere. It wasn't until I started going to the Rock of Love in Chicago, and I saw this Tony Manning. I was like, "Ooh, I want to do that. I want to drum." So I started playing, and then it also helped, like I said, and also my brother, I was a freshman at Hubbard High School in Chicago. Campbell Cross was my music teacher. My brother was a senior, and I used to watch them and "Ooh, that looks fun too." My brother asked me, "You want to be in the band?" I was like, "Yes." Take these cymbals, okay. So I'm like,
okay. So what is that? 14? You started basically then.
I want to say 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I was born in 1977, so I'm not a young person.
Yeah, well, I just said it earlier on the other shows. I just turned 50. I started falling apart. You're still okay then.
I didn't know you were born in 77. That's wow.
My brother is too.
That's cool.
Yeah,
good year. Yes, good year for music.
And Star Wars.
We were talking about the Doobie Brothers and what's happening now on the other show we were doing. The gentleman has a podcast that he talks about rock music, and we brought up that year. So it's like, hey, there you go. Yeah. Good year to be born.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so that's you got started then basically at 15, and have you done it just been a drummer for a while, or has it always kind of been on the side a little bit?
It was drumming. Like when I was in church, I was a drummer. Sometimes I was also sang in the choir.
Oh, singing in the choir is always fun.
Yeah, so I did that, and then by the time I graduated, I went to Loras College in Dubuque, Iowa, and Brian Hughes, who also passed away, music teachers. He directed the jazz band.
I like Loras College, by the way. I've been visited many times.
Do Hawks, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, so I was in a jazz band, so I got to learn how to play jazz and play with an ensemble, and of course I took that and also I got in a wind ensemble, and I learned how to be a full percussionist, learn how to read music, and of course I got my degree. I graduated there in 2001.
Okay.
And also another great thing about that place is that's where I met my wife, Nicole.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She's from Iowa, though. Or she was just going to school there?
she was just going to school there. Like I was in my last year. She just started.
Mm-hmm.
And funny thing, this is how crazy God works. I was convinced that I would not date a white woman.
Okay.
And then I married one.
Oh, all right. Okay, she's a white gal, I guess. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's just amazing. Like, and she's an amazing woman. We have, we've been married 21 years now, 3 kids.
Oh, right after college, basically. As you said, you were done in 2001.
Yeah. Like we got married in 2003.
Yeah.
And then I had my son in 2004. Cole, he like helps me with my videos. I have like 3 years later, I have another daughter named Lily who can sing really well. I just wish she would. She
you do the drums for her.
Yep. And then in 2012, I had my youngest, Evangeline. So
okay, hey, you could, but they're not in the business. Then it sounds like.
How many shows would you say you've drummed though? Like if you could count on like off the top of your head.
And they haven't done any. I guess they're not in the.
Well, actually, my son he just did gospel for the Morris Theater Guild.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he did that over the summer. So
that's high school.
No, he's in transit. It's like a part of it's Morris Company, so it's like
it's just like community theater.
Yeah, community theater. So
got it. So I didn't mean to interrupt Joe. He was asking you about how much have you done. So
yeah, he's done quite a few. I see him with shows every other week.
Yeah. I know. Last year I did a lot of shows. I got to do Old Crow. I did Roxy. I did some other venues I can't remember, but
yeah, you did a lot of the ones in the city. Tin Roof?
Yes, we did Tin Roof earlier this year. We got to do that. We also did
like Metro or Reggie's or anything.
I've never done Reggie's. I would love to do Reggie's.
House of Blues.
As far as House of Blues, I was like, it was this musician named Anthony Space. He had a gig there, and he let me come up and play the drums for him.
Okay,
for like a song or two. So
you did do House of Blues.
Yeah, you can say that.
Kind of like a quick guest shot of drumming.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it just shows his overall talent in that area.
I did Double Door twice.
I like Double Door.
Yeah,
the clothes are open again.
You got to do Double Door?
Yeah, back when my first band, $11 Life, Ask Chad Wines, and Brian Prey, also in the community. Yeah, so I got to do Double Door twice.
That's wicked.
I always thought they did more like alternative music stuff. I guess not.
Well,
if you're drumming and like more blues, right?
No, this wasn't blues. Like the band $11 Life, we were like funk rock.
Oh, funk. Okay, sorry, I said blues. I meant
we weren't
funk.
blues.
Okay.
It was like funk rock, or as Brian Prey would call it, electro funk.
Electro funk. I've actually heard that term before. I do know that term. I didn't know some of the other ones we were talking about earlier, but I know electro funk.
Did you ever say, "We're ready to funk you up"?
No, we never.
Oh,
say that.
Dang it!
Don't they all? Who's drawn up? And I'm. It's like you. You put people on the spot. I'm forgetting the band, but the Funkadelics. What's the name?
Parliament Funkadelics.
Yeah, thank you. Yep. That guy. I mean,
George Clinton.
George Clinton's phenomenal.
His damn name, George Clinton. Love him.
He was great in Good Burger too.
Yeah, that's right. He's in Good Burger. But okay, so you played that, you drummed for that kind of genre of music then?
Yeah. I can't believe I played a lot of different genres of music.
Didn't you do punk pop with Just Park Anywhere? Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes,
that's what. I cannot picture doing all those different types of drumming. I don't know. For some reason,
he took jazz lessons. That's why he's so skilled.
I guess. Yeah. Well, again, the movie we referenced earlier, Whiplash. I mean, that thing is, if you can do that, you can do anything, I guess.
And the funny thing is, like, Just Park Anywhere, I kind of started like before the pandemic because I was looking to get back into drumming again. And Adam Wooten, he was looking for a drummer. I was like, I'll drum for you. For the longest time, it was just being him. And then I remember we needed a bassist, so I called up Kyle Mitchell, another amazing bassist. He came in. So then I saw Jose Casey at Shanahan's and Woodridge, and every Thursday night
doing all the suburban. For people that aren't from Illinois, they're like, "What's he talking? Where are all these places?" But I know them. I've been to Shanahan's many times. I like that place.
It's good.
Pepe's Tacos near there.
Yes, it is. Yes.
We got to get some kind of. I'm calling all these people up. Hey, we've been mentioning you.
Yeah,
feed us.
Anyway, so yeah, you bounce around a little bit too. You don't just go to Chicago, for instance.
Exactly. I like I said, I go where I'm needed. You know what I mean? So
Again,
He's a really good hired gun. Like for anybody looking for a killer drummer, just gonna put this out there. Torionne is
yeah. So we're talking with Torionne. How you say your last name again?
Johnson.
Johnson. That was easy. I don't know why did I forget that. Torionne Johnson. Thank you. And like I said, Joe knows you. But you mentioned a lot of names. So I mean, what's your plan going forward? Then you sit in with a lot of bands, or are you looking to start maybe your own thing, or do some solo drumming? What's your plan?
Well, like I said, right now I'm focused on the show I have this Friday with August James,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be playing with him. And of course, I think
Let's talk about that. Who was he again? You didn't mention who he was. You just said the show.
August Dominchuk. He's like in his mid-20s, young kid, really amazing guitarist.
such smooth vocals too. Like oh my
yeah.
goodness.
So he's a singer and a guitarist,
Yes,
bass and singer. Okay.
yes, yeah. So like that happened because Danny Mukenschnabel, like, hey, hey, August is gonna have the show. We need you to play for me. Like, okay. So it was originally it was just me, him, and Danny. And now we have Paul on bass, and I can't remember his last name, and David Williamson on keyboard. So it's gonna be us four and really great musicians. And to me, if me and the bassist are locked in, we're gonna make some magic.
Nice.
Because if I is like to me very important. I have to be locked in with the bassist. If I'm not locked in with you, we're not
You
gonna
guys
have
are
a
the
good time.
backbone. You're
Exactly.
the backbone.
That's why I love playing with, like I said, Luke Pope. I love playing with him. Lucas Ruiz, another great one. Like I said, Paul. Like I said, I just like great drummers.
Yeah, you're throwing
Todd
out a lot
Krause,
of
he's another
names.
one. I'm doing something with coming up, a rap group. It's Ace and Deuce.
Yeah, if you ever check out like this rap group, they're called Coming Up. Oh my gosh, they put on some really cool stuff, full band rap, and it takes me back to like early '90s, late '80s rap, and it just like makes you feel a different type of way, nostalgic, but at the same time you're hearing new songs, and it's really cool.
Like it.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say now? Excuse me. Losing my voice. So, but anyway, so you were just talking about all these people that you're working with. So this is in Woodridge say the name again.
Well, coming up, they're based out of Joliet.
Okay.
It's like Derek Tate or Deuce and Anthony, and he's Ace. So they one time, like I said, I was at this open mic.
I'm talking about the event that's coming up Friday. What's the date? Friday, September what?
It is Friday, September 27th.
Got it.
And it is $10 admission. It's at Johnny's Blitz in Westmont, Illinois.
Westmont. I'm saying Woodridge. I meant Westmont.
Yeah, Westmont.
Westmont.
Yes, Westmont.
Sorry.
I was about to say Westchester, then I was like, wait.
No, that's not right. Cool. You obviously are doing well. I mean, you're getting all these gigs and you're meeting all these people. So
Yeah.
are you and Joe going to work together on something again, or what's the plans for you guys?
I could see us working together one day soon. I'm trying to, get a few songs in before I, move on to different things, but like mostly been focusing more on my acting. But if I ever do record anything, he'd be one of the first
maybe you
people
could
on
play
my
in a
list.
movie like we were talking about the Whiplash man. You got to get a gig like that.
Torionne would be one of the first people on my list to hit up.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, the two of you, that'd be cool. When I think of that, it's so intense. If for people who haven't seen it, you got to check this movie out. And again, it's J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller. We remembered their names.
Yes.
We're throwing names around here today. Great movie. But so you guys, basically the reason you're here is because you were working with Joe, and he told me how cool you were and all this stuff that's coming up. So are you planning on like recording anything then, or because you said you had one, what else you gonna do?
Like I said, I know Black Friday, which I think is November 29th. I have a show with coming up at Uptown in Westmont.
Okay.
So but that's a few months away. So you're in going to be in Westmont again, Uptown, Black Friday.
You like going to Westmont, Illinois, don't you?
Westmont has like a really sprawling scene right downtown.
It actually
Like,
does. I mean, it used to be for people that are from Illinois or Chicago suburb. It used to be Downers Grove was pretty heavy into it, like with Ballydoys and like 2 other bars, and
they're
now
still popping.
it's moved over.
Yeah.
It's moved farther east to the Westmont scene now. It's kind of weird how that happened.
A lot of times it's because of cover bands.
What about Naperville? Is it Naperville a thing too?
Naperville's got a few things, but a lot of times, like those cities that have that music scene tend to just go specific for covers, you know?
Maybe. Okay.
And Torionne delves in between covers and original artists. So
Yeah, I get the impression
Mm-hmm.
that you're doing a lot of original stuff.
Oh yeah, when I was with Brad, we did a lot of originals too. You know, in fact, our show would be cover original cover. I mean,
with Joe, it was original stuff.
all originals. In
Yeah.
fact, with August, we're mostly covers, but we do have this one original. He has this one original song called "Soul Fire." It is amazing.
So where are we going to find all these songs? I know you got the YouTube channel, but what about you mentioned Spotify. I mentioned how we don't get paid a lot, but where else can they see you then? Is anything going to be available on vinyl by any chance?
Not on vinyl because I haven't been asked to record with anyone, but
Okay.
I'm open to.
Okay.
But until more stuff comes up, then I'm probably going to like really focus on my YouTube channel. And I think it was like maybe a year ago when I was really considering moving forward with the YouTube because I've had it. I mean, just haven't really done much with it. I mean, I'll put like a Shinsuke Nakamura or some old politics, but I'm not doing that on my page anymore. I'm not doing that. It's too divisive.
Politics.
Quite honestly, I stay away from it. Like I used to be
Exactly.
pretty political about a couple elections ago, and then I just started to realize it's just not worth it for me.
I think it's designed to divide the country. I really do.
Of
Yeah.
course.
All the rhetoric, you know.
Well, I mean,
Exactly.
two-party
Right.
system in general.
Exactly.
Right.
I already know who
Why
I'm
do we
voting
have a
for.
two-party system? But anyway, we're talking music. We're not.
Exactly.
But
No, we're not
so
going
the
to.
YouTube
Now we all
channel-
right to
So,
politics.
so you get stuff out there, right? Let's nip it in the bud. That's a Barney Fife quote. Anyway, so you got the YouTube channel. You did do an album, but you're mostly a live guy then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, hired gun. Like I'm
Yes.
telling you, he slams. Like give him a chance. Go to his shows. Like you will definitely see the fire come out from this dude. You know, like
Are you having guests like the guys you're playing with on your show at all? Like, let's talk a little more about what you're doing on the YouTube channel. You said you just kind of got doing it more recently. Otherwise, it was just kind of sitting there.
Well, actually, with the YouTube page, with the YouTube channel, it's mostly me. Like, me, I'm drumming. I mix like my drumming with some silliness.
Yeah, who was interviewing you in that one video where they kept asking you questions and you were like, yeah. And then what video was
I
that?
can't remember which one it is.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, so I watched the video and like someone's asking you questions while you're just sitting looking at the kit. All you see is your back, but then they're asking you questions and then you just start slamming on it soon after the questions stop. I forgot.
That sounds like all his shows are kind of like that.
I don't know, like a lot of times, like let's face it, my son kind of helps him out with a lot. Sometimes I have my girls help me out with my videos as well, but it's mostly my son. He helps me with a lot. You know, like
Well, who would have been talking? That's what he's saying. Who was that? Who would have been given the question or whatever? What they were doing again?
I think it might have been your son then, because like
Yeah.
there was the video where basically they start talking to you and you start bantering back and kind of just like jumping in, and then you get to
But facing like you do, facing the other way. Right?
exactly, it always move my back to the video. Like I said, I originally did that was not really showing my face because I guess it was just getting out of my shell. I was fear of like exposing myself.
I can relate.
Somebody
to that.
else I know doesn't like showing herself. That's why we've got the Libby right there.
The
Yeah.
doll.
The voice behind Libby is Libby.
yeah. So on the video you'll see the doll a lot of times.
Yeah.
which is-
You don't see Libby. She's secret.
Yeah.
So you're doing the same concept with your channel. But now you're on the video.
Well,
So sorry.
well, like I said, it's all good. Now, but I figured it'll be like a good gimmick, like the guy who never shows his face.
Right. Yeah.
Does crazy
Yeah.
drumming.
Yeah.
But you don't know who was doing the talking in that, and you don't
I
always
need
have
to
your
know-
son on
I
there.
don't. He might not remember. He's probably done a lot of videos.
I've done a lot of videos, so I have to like go through each one. I mean, I don't know if y'all can pull them out and like give an example or not, but I would have to see it.
I would have had that ready if I knew I wanted to look at them. But we're going to tell people where to go. Go ahead, tell them again.
My YouTube page is called This Isn't Me. It was one word, no apostrophe. This isn't me.
Got it. So we'll have everybody check that out, and then they can see what in the hell we're talking about on the podcast.
Exactly.
the stream here. That's cool. I love the concept. I mean, we came up with that mainly because Libby didn't like having her real face on camera. So we have her representation, her little animation, her, the dummy. Plus also Libby's real name. It's funny, we don't talk politics. Her whole thing was, her political views. That's what the whole deal with her name is. But again, so she doesn't show her face. See. So are you maybe not doing it because in case they don't like the drumming you're doing or something? I'm still what just because you didn't want to be seen? That was it?
I think it was more of like some insecurities, I guess.
I can relate.
Yeah. So it was insecurities, and then when I did,
you should just talk to Libby about this. You two could have like therapy session.
Exactly. I did a video, like I said, didn't really do much. I mean, it went okay, and then I did a video where I was kind of mocking my neighbor because I had a neighbor who like not anymore, but earlier on they would call the cops on me and harass me. Like the cops are always cool. They'd be like, "No, you're good. You have to just." But one time she's screaming at me, called me a piece of S, and
because of what? Drumming?
Yeah, because I was drumming.
Okay.
And one time, like my wife came home from work and she comes in my garage. I'm like, and I'll lose my cool, like, get out, F you. I mean, I was so angry.
That would be kind of forward to walk in your garage.
Yeah, like get out of my garage. But like she doesn't
total trespassing.
So, but I don't have that problem anymore.
Yeah, because you're facing the other way. They don't know who you are. Well, she heard you though.
Exactly.
She heard you recording it.
I'm not exactly a quiet person. No matter how much I try, my default is loud. So I have to like work on being quieter. So,
you've grown in your dynamics like leaps and bounds since the first time I heard you. You've gotten really good with dynamics because you said who told you who talked to you about that one time? Yeah.
I've had a few people tell me that that to bring it down. I know Danny was like, "You're the loudest drummer I've ever played with." Like, so like, let me bring that down. And of course, but it's like when I'm playing at these smaller venues, I can't go ballistic. I have to like bring it down or and like I said, play to the music because it's
just
really
turn the
about
mic off. I don't know, maybe why not? I like that you're doing it. Again, I keep referencing this movie. I don't know why, but it just reminds me what you're saying. The movie Whiplash. I love it. I love that you do that. Why would you want to dumb it down? Just what do they tell you to do it?
Well, certain size venues, it's all about acoustics. Because if not, you're just gonna slam people's ears out and give them worse tinnitus.
Okay. All right. So it's just sometimes just way too loud. Exactly. They're telling you.
Exactly. I have to like keep it down for them. I don't know when I did what's the name? Jeez, I can't. It was this place, this other venue in the city downtown. I can't remember the name of the venue.
Green Mill.
Nope, that's not it. Anyway, they was like, "Hey, could you bring it down a little bit?" Like, okay.
Have
So they have me mic'd up. I'm like, why would you have me mic'd up? You want me to be really quieter and then turn my mics off?
Yeah, I was gonna say just turn the mic off. You'll hear you just fine.
So anyway, so I started playing this quiet. Even got some like lighter sticks so I could play quieter. And quieter.
What kind of stuff?
Get into it, and it's like, oh yes.
What like equipment do you like? What are the cymbals used? What are the sticks? Like stuff like that. Is it changed from venue to venue, or you always use the same set of stuff?
You got a pretty kit.
Yeah, I have a Tama.
Okay.
A Tama.
Sure.
I got a good deal for it. It's a Tama kit. It's a 5-piece. I have I think Iron Eagle double kick, and that's from my time at Just Park Anywhere because the music.
This is not cheap stuff either.
Exactly. So it required me to. A lot of songs I felt like it needed a double kick, so I use a double kick.
Does it matter what kind of cymbals you use too? You think, or maybe the sticks are different? Like if you're not using that brand.
I have like these. I like at the bigger venues. I use my black silver like metal sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Because so I can get more power out of it. But at quieter venues, and I have like I can't remember
same brand though. How do you say that again? I've seen it. Obviously, they're well known. Atama. How do you say it? What was the brand?
My drum kit.
Yeah,
it's Atama.
Atama. There we go. Yeah, anyway, I just I'm just always fascinated what people are using for their trade. I don't know. It's just a thing I always ask people. Not always on the air here. We were talking about the softness and the the sound.
Yeah.
So okay, so do you change that? But you do. You change from a wood or with the little thingies. What do you call it? To mute it a little bit.
Yeah, if I need it, like I use lighter sticks. I can't remember the name of the brand of sticks I have, but they're like lighter tip.
Oh, it's just the sticks themselves. Okay.
And the hardest, and but the cymbals I use, like I said, I have mostly Zildjian, like my hi-hat.
There you go. I figured you'd say that.
My 18-inch crash and my ride are all Zildjian, and I have a generic cymbal for my 16-inch. I can't remember the name of it because it was a Christmas gift.
Would you use that even in church? Or they have their own stuff. That's all your stuff, right?
Yeah, if I was to use this, I'll just use the church's kit because a lot of churches have their own kit. So I
figured
stuff.
that. I just wondering if you have to bring your own stuff, but most of the time they've got like a TV station in there. A lot of these churches, your church maybe does too. Like we're ready to go.
Church. No.
Do you play at a church now?
Not at the moment. I am not playing at church. I mean, probably should look into that, but no, I'm not playing at church.
He's doing all
I know all the weekends he's pretty much out though. Yeah.
Like I said, my most important job is husband and father, and then I have two jobs day job and a night job that I do. So I'm just trying to bring money in.
I could definitely tell how much you love your family, and it's really cool to see. Your whole family is really cool. When I met them at your party, pretty much. Well, I met them at Black Dog Vinyl the first time, I think.
At the venue.
Yeah. My
wife got two jobs to support them. That's it. You're serious about it.
He's hardcore.
And then the band stuff, the drumming stuff on the weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
I mean, look, it's a tough business. Everybody knows the entertainment business is like shot in the dark. You do what you got to do. You just try real hard. You take every kind of position you could take, to learn. That's how you get it done. It sounds like you've done that.
And he ends up playing with heavy hitters, who just go all around, and it's really cool.
I'm impressed. And you played with Joe. I mean, that's pretty cool.
It was a fun time.
But you're talking about moving all together. You probably won't even be around Chicago after a while.
That's why if I start recording, I've already recorded a few tunes, but if I start recording before I leave, then I'm definitely hitting Torionne right away.
You just have to come back.
Yeah,
that too.
Unless he wants to travel to Georgia or wherever you end up.
Yeah, who knows?
So plane ticket, I'll be there.
I'd be glad. But I only fly Spirit. I'm not gonna get you Frontier though, because Frontier, I was at the airport a couple weeks ago, and I was at the airport for 24 hours.
No kidding. I thought Spirit was the one.
So I'll fly you on Spirit.
Wow.
Because Spirit's better.
He's totally saying the opposite of what I've heard. I thought it was the other way around. I thought Spirit was the rough one.
That would be my second plane flight then, I guess.
Really? You don't fly, you drive
or Southwest, either or. But I fly Spirit all the
Southwest.
time.
I mean, my first flight was Southwest again in the magical summer of 2021. I got to see a friend of the family, Chris Blackman, get married. So, and my mom flew me out, first plane trip ever.
Wow.
It only took 40 some odd years, but that's
okay.
okay.
Not planes too often to mention.
How'd you like the plane trip? Did it freak you out at first? Or?
It kind of freaked me out because,
he was doing this in the air the whole time. We can see on the video. He's drumming. Is it air? I know air guitar. What do they call it when you're doing the drums without the sticks? Air drums, I guess. That's how he was doing. Pass the time.
ADHD helps with the stimming, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you find out you were ADHD?
Oh, you bringing up something we didn't talk about?
It was in grad school because my wife was like telling me, I think you need to get this checked out because there's something going on with you. I guess they tried to figure out what it was when I was younger, but they weren't able to. So
does it affect drumming?
No, it's just I'm a very hyper person, so I'm always fidgeting.
Almost makes it better.
Well, when I think of ADHD, I think of you're bouncing around, you don't finish thoughts. You're finishing thoughts just fine, and you're doing multiple things at once, never finishing things. That's what I thought ADHD was.
Oh, I'm ADHD, severe.
Okay.
Well, when I was younger, I was bouncing off the walls. I was my college nickname was the Wild Dog.
The wild dog.
Yes, because I
That
was
sounds more like hyper something, and not
Yeah.
ADHD though. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Attention deficit hyperactive.
Maybe.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm very very hyperactive.
I
mean,
wouldn't have known that you have ADHD though.
Yeah,
But
you,
anyway.
you ask anybody from Hubbard High School from 92 to 96, or anybody from at Loras College from 96 to 2001, they will tell you that I'm very
Very hyper.
hyperactive. Yes.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Definitely not. And
Especially in the
honestly,
music industry.
so like the older you get, was it just more getting tired with slowing down and hyperactivity, or was it more of for me, like ADHD is known for like masking in public, because that sometimes you're too spastic or hyper for people, so then you kind of reel it in. Is that what you do, or
I think I kind of mellowed out. I mean, you get older, you don't move as much, and you're on the ground every day. You don't have time. You can't, be as bouncy. But I think it was just age, and I just kind of mellowed out a lot. So
You're acting like you're that old. We're not that old. Shoot, he's in his 40s. I'm 50. I'm old. I'm falling apart. But anyway,
old.
so yeah, I wouldn't guess it, but you got some cool stuff going on. You're hopefully gonna work again with Joe on some projects before he leaves us. And by the way, you're gonna still have to phone it in or something, or do Zoom like we keep saying.
I'll give some calls for sure.
But anyway, it was a pleasure having you on. Say your name of your website, your name and everything again.
Yes, my name is Torionne Johnson. My YouTube page is This Isn't Me. I also have a TikTok and an Instagram. This Isn't Me with some other numbers, but
I didn't know you had a TikTok. That's cool.
There
yeah,
you go.
I do. Yeah, I think it's This Isn't Me 427 or something like that. But I'm on TikTok as well.
Just look up Torionne Johnson. This Isn't Me. You'll find him on YouTube, and now you'll see the podcast.
You won't see my name on those channels, but you will see This Isn't Me. And
There we go.
It is a picture of Dave Chappelle dressed as Prince.
Well, thank you for being here, Torionne. It was fun talking with you and learning about drumming and the stuff you did with Joe. Again, Joe, thanks for being here. Of course, Libby. Everybody listen to us on IntellectualRadio.com. Of course, all of the podcast sites and also social media. And we'll see you next time here on Bell & Company. Take care.
Bye.